Good morning. Day 29, and it is 6:34, and we are heading out of camp. I didn't do my hair this morning. We are busting it 10 miles to get to the end of the Smokies, and we have a fellow hiker. Her husband is going to pick us up and bring us into town to the Econo Lodge, and we'll get back up tomorrow and continue our trek north. So here's to a great day of hiking and an amazing night of sleep. Best tent site, best setup ever for me, and level ground, a good night's sleep, although my eyes don't look it. If this isn't a good morning welcome, I don't know what is. When you wake up this early and you're hiking as it's getting lighter, it feels like you're waking up with the forest. It's supposed to be a stormy day, but the day has started off really nice. Well, I wanted to show you guys this. It's not, I'm hoping I can find a picture of her, but I hiked up this trail when I was doing my solo hike out here, and I met a woman, and her trail name was called Turtle. She was 70 or a little bit over 70 years old, and she was carrying a backpack that, oh, sorry, I'm trying to switch my trekking poles over. She was carrying a backpack that was at least 40 pounds, and she had lost a lot of weight, and her goal was to hike like 100 or 200 miles a year. I think it was 100, but her husband would pick her up at the crossroads, and she would resupply and things like that. But we were going over by these rocks, and she didn't take the trail to Mount Cameron because it was an extra 0.6. But so I went, I did the 0.6, I came back, I passed her, and then shortly after that, there was a turn in the trail, and there were some rocks, and I'm going up, and there was this beautiful view, so I yelled back to her that she didn't miss anything, but not going to Mount Cameron because the view's right over here. So I waited for her, and there was a note on the rocks, and I thought it said trail magic in the cracks of the rock. But after I climbed up on the rocks and took some pictures, I read the note again, and it said, beware poisonous snakes in the cracks of the rocks. So she got there and took her backpack off. That's when I realized how heavy her backpack was. She said whenever she has to take her backpack off, she has to have it propped up on something because she can't pick it up from the ground and put it on her back. She has to have it up on something so that she can take it from a higher level. So that's when I asked her how heavy it was, and I told her there's got to be a way for her to lighten that pack. That was way too much weight. So we took pictures, and I think we're friends on Facebook. I don't know if she'll see this or not, but if she does, Turtle, I hope you're doing well, and I will always remember our meeting. You were an inspiration then, and you still are now. So I'm not sure if you're still hiking, but if you are, my hat's off to you, girl. All right, guys, I gotta put this down because the breathing's not getting any easier. Well, about a mile and a quarter into our trek this morning, it started raining. It's let up a little bit right now, so I wanted to pull my camera out. We're about almost 3 miles in, and it's supposed to rain all day. So at least we had a beautiful start to the morning, and the rain is keeping us somewhat cool. We got a little bit of a breeze, but we will get off trail today and dry out and resupply. And I think tomorrow's supposed to rain too, so we'll be getting right back into the rain tomorrow, but that's okay. You know why? Because we're on the Appalachian Trail heading north. Turn around and let you see what the trail looks like. We should be coming up to the Mount Cameron fire tower, but my guess is that because there's not much of a view, there's really no reason to take that 0.6 off the trail to go there. But I'll let season 1 decide that because I've already been there. It's absolutely beautiful. There's like a 360-degree view of the mountains, and if there's visibility, it's definitely worth the trek. Okay, here's the boulder I just told you guys about. Check this out. We do have a little bit of a view, but the note was stuck in this little crevice here, and I climbed up on that rock right here, but I'm not going to do that with the rain. Here's the trail. Little mud river. The rain is let up again. I think we just got an open band here. Another band of rain I'm sure will be coming soon. But I also wanted to show you my rain setup here. So hold on a second. So I flipped my hat up because when I put it down, this thing seems to put pressure on it and I can't hardly see. So it's worked out pretty good and I like it. And then my rain pants are outdoor research. I don't know if you can see them. They're drenched right now. But I had them unzipped for a good part. Sorry. I had them unzipped for a good part. And then I started walking on the heels of it. And so I zipped them back up. But I was trying to keep them unzipped because it just kept me cooler. But I think the inside of me is not quite as wet as the outside, but pretty wet. But I think it's all sweat. So, yeah. Glad to have a little bit of break from the rain, but walking in the rain wasn't too shabby. You know it's going to happen, so you just embrace it. And, you know, the forest needs it, so that's okay too. We are, let me see real quick, 4.3 into the hike, and I think we do 10 today. So we're almost halfway. Don't know how much more I'll be able to video because I'm not sure how much rain is going to be coming down. And even though my phone is waterproof, I just don't like bringing it out when it's raining real hard. So we'll just take it as it goes, right? You gotta be flexible. So I will hopefully see you in a little while. The rain has held off for now. You never know. And I can always tell when we're getting a break because the birds come out to sing. We are getting close to Davenport Gap. I'd say about another mile, the shelter. And then after that, I believe we have a little under 3 miles to get to the road. All right, this is it. Permit time in the Smokies. Another big completion off of our list. So excited. Woo-hoo! We have made it out of the Smokies, and I am so excited. It doesn't have the same feeling as the 200, but it's still pretty big for me. And I have completed all the links on the Appalachian Trail that I hadn't completed before I started this. So I have a huge map. I don't know if huge is the correct word, but a poster-sized map of the Smoky Mountains, and I highlight all the trails that I've done. And so now I can close off the parts of the Appalachian Trail that I completed all of it, but there were some parts that were already completed. But it is sweet. I love the Smokies. I know a lot of people complain about them, but I love them. I had a great time in there, and now everything moving forward is uncharted territory. So we have a little bit further to go. Right here, the sign. I don't know if you can see it. We were at Newfound Gap 3 days ago, right? And now we're heading into, we're heading out of the Smokies and into our uncharted territory. I haven't seen one of these water crossings in a really, really long time. Look at that. Well, we are moving on to Brier Road, I think. Something like that. And so we're not sure if that's where our ride is picking us up or not. If not, we'll have to go to Plan B. So we wanted to get done with this section of the trail because on Far Out, we open up section 2 tomorrow. We're having this amazing walk next to these beautiful wildflower flowers and the creek. The trail just follows along with it. Looks like there's a stealth camping site right across this log. There's a campfire over there. And easy water refill opportunities. There's what we're chasing, one step at a time. We're coming up to the first waterfall that I have seen on the Appalachian Trail. Doing a little road walking here, and we are crossing over the Pigeon Forge River. That looks like wisteria.
Yes, it's beautiful, right?
Yep. It's purple. You want to cross the street or? Oh, the butterfly. Boy, it's turned out beautiful. We are going under Interstate 40, which is typically the road that I take to go home when I come up here to the Smokies, especially on the north end. But we'll go under the interstate and then figure out where we go from there. The UPS driver right there was walking, getting his daily exercise in while we were walking. He chatted with us a little bit. Look at what they built the overpass on. Well, here are the stairs that we turn up to and go up to continue on the Appalachian Trail. This is where the first section of the Far Out app ends, and we have to open up the second section. The Standing Bear Hostel is point 2 on this trail, And we've got to decide whether we want to go there and see if they've got a private room or get out here and find a shuttle. Look at all these butterflies. We have arrived at the Standing Bear Hostel.
You made it.
This is where we're staying. We're staying in the smokehouse. And I think this might be it. A little tour of Standing Bear Hostel. Oops. Shower area that I just showed you, and this is the bridge that takes you over to it. It's Standing Bear Hostel, and I'm not sure if you saw that or not, but there's the AT symbol on that, and then the bunks are in there. There's a lot of people in there, and it's pretty packed, so I'm not going to show you that, but it's like this whole little village here. Got some water running through here with the nice stone wall. Got a porch over there for the bunkhouse. And then there's a kitchen area over here, a laundry room, a little fire pit. Nice walking bridge. This is where you make your reservations at or go, and then the resupply is up here. And we're gonna head up here, right? To see, check the resupply? Okay. So we're heading up here. And this is an honor system, so you just write down what you take, and then tomorrow before we leave, we will pay up. So here is all the stuff in the resupply. We are staying in this cabin back here, and so I'm going to show you. We have one of the best situations here, if I do say so myself. Cute little sitting area, but this is the highlight. That is our Raging Creek down. And look at this old building right there. And then this is all the stuff that I bought. And you have to use this clipboard to say what you bought. And then it's an honor system, and I'll pay when I check out tomorrow. So this is our room. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Okay, this is it. That's my bed up there. Season 1's down there. And this is all of our floor space. And it was $40 each. But it's well spent because we have this. I'm at Standing Bear Farm, and I just met this wonderful lady named Louise. Mary Louise. And she's got some pretty incredible stories. And so I wanted her to share with you guys what her husband did when he was younger, and then share a little bit about her story and what she's doing now. So can you tell me a little bit about your husband and what he did in the mountains?
Okay, that would be my father.
Oh, your father. Okay. Can you tell me what he did?
Yes, he was a young man born and living in Knoxville,
Okay.
and he loved to go to the mountains and hike. That was before the Smoky Mountains became a national park.
Okay.
And he didn't have any way to get up to the mountains, so he would borrow a motor scooter or a truck or something every weekend and get up to the mountains and park somewhere and hike up to Mount LeConte
Wow.
and then go home that night.
Wow.
When he graduated from high school in Knoxville, he went up to the mountaintop, came back down, went to graduation
Wow.
in the evening. He was very adventuresome,
Right.
and so much so that I think my brother and sister and I were all that way. We were adventuresome.
Right.
So we ended up in, my sister was born in the mountains. But then there was this idea of a world war, and my dad said, I have to go.
Wow.
And my mother and father and sister went to California.
Wow.
Totally the opposite.
Wow.
And so my dad went to Europe for the war.
Right.
And my mother and my brother and sister and I were living in California, which is a totally different.
Little culture shock.
Yes, yes. Even for a little girl. you
Yeah,
know?
I'm sure.
And it was so wonderful at that time we were living in Southern California, and there were all colors of skin that I hadn't seen before.
Right.
And at that point, my mother schooled us very well
Good.
on accepting people of other races and
Right.
other likes.
Right. Good for your mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was from a little town in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Oh, okay. That's up near where I was
And
from.
She finished high school and was called down to Tennessee, which she had never seen,
Right.
by an aunt who had driven through Tennessee on a trip from Florida back to Kenosha. And she had seen all the possibilities in her mind
Right.
that this little town, which was a nothing town at the time,
Right.
what it could be. It could have cottages and a place to dine.
Wow.
And she got it in motion and got my mother coming
Wow.
down, and that was that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, and tell me what you're doing now.
Now I am what some people might call retired.
Yes, I know that feeling.
I've been a lifetime artist and stained. I'm going to say stained glass.
Stained glass.
I did a lot. I designed a lot of church windows.
Nice. Did you do this piece behind us?
Yeah.
The front porch?
Oh no,
No?
not that one.
Okay.
The one, the one of mine. I think a ball went through it one
Oh,
day.
no. And aren't you interviewing people in Sevierville?
Am I interviewing? you?
Yes.
I would love to.
Tell me the story about the people that got their land taken away from them.
Yes, I sit at a dining room table, and this one lady is what we call an old timer,
Okay.
and she was living in Gatlinburg when the park land was taken, and it was land that regular people were living on.
Right.
They had their homes on.
Right.
And they were given little amount of money to buy another or build another place to
Right.
live in. I hear a lot of that.
You're hearing a lot of those stories.
Yeah. That,
And they didn't have a choice, right?
right.
Right. So,
Yeah. So they're still, the generations, are bitter about that.
Right.
They carry that.
oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Well, thank you so much.
You're
I really
welcome.
appreciate you sharing your story with me.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. Excited to have Maria here from Standing Bear Hostel, and she's the owner here. So I wanted to give her a chance to kind of share what she has here, because I walked through here at the beginning and I was just in awe of all the different stuff that's going on here. So How long have you been running Standing Bear Hostel?
I've been here since 1997, started with a dog as our customer, our first customer.
Was a what?
A dog.
A dog.
Yeah,
Okay.
as his owners hiked through the park.
Gotcha. And so what made you interested in doing this?
I guess I just saw where the property was, so how close it was to the Appalachian Trail, and I combined things I'd done back in the 80s, which were backpacking in hostels,
And
still doing it, still not done,
and so
still not finished with it.
you mean you still have other aspirations as far as what you want to do with it?
Yeah, well, our next goal is flush toilets. We don't have flush
Okay.
toilets after all these years, so we're working on that. So
Okay.
that's our next thing
So-
on our agenda.
People that come here to spend the night, what are their options?
They can stay in a private room for about 50 a person, or the bunkhouse for 25, or camp for 20. We have
Okay.
a lot of different options for them.
And then you also provide meals.
My daughter caters the meals.
Okay.
And brings them and serves them.
Okay.
Buffet style, and they seem to go over well.
Right. And so you do breakfast,
And we
lunch, and dinner.
Yes, she does that, and we also serve pizzas. If people want to make their own pizzas.
Right. And then you have a resupply store.
We sell resupply. We have a lot of things for the trail, food to eat here, and we have a beer license, so we do sell some beer.
Gotcha.
All
And-
things that people like when they get finished
Right.
with Smokies.
And I noticed you guys have bonfires. You got a couple bonfires going on. You got the water running through, so that's pretty. It's
Yeah.
got a great atmosphere.
Yep.
And-
we're just still working on it.
And so
Whatever years later.
when does the season open?
Our main season, which is 2 months of the hiker season, is March 15th through May 15th. So
Okay.
For 2 months, I dedicate my life to this hostel.
Yeah, I've been
Morning,
sitting out
noon,
here.
Morning, noon, and night. And then after that, then I get to go hiking or do things that I want to do.
Good.
Because I have a great staff and they help me out a lot.
Right. I mean, I've been sitting here most of the afternoon, and the number of times you've gone in and out of the house just taking care of people has been amazing. So,
Well, it's not work if you love what you're doing.
right, right. Well, anything else you want to say? Do you want, like, as far as like, because we'll have some other people that hopefully there's going to be upcoming hikers for the next season that'll be coming through, and you are right outside the Smokies, walking distance off the path, and easy to get to, and no reservations, right?
Not during the season. The rest of the year, yes.
Okay.
All day long. But during the season, we cater to hikers. You know,
Okay.
we try to be here for hikers. Not exclusively, but primarily.
Right.
You know, everybody
Okay.
else could like stay somewhere else, but hikers really.
Right.
Especially when the weather's bad.
And it's so convenient.
It is.
Yeah, I was just amazed at how easy it was to get here. So if you're not during hiker season, where can people find you? You have a website, correct?
We have a website. My kids help me with that. I'm a technophobe, so
Okay.
I don't do that, Facebook or anything like that.
Right.
But they do, so they
Okay.
keep up with it.
So we can keep up. So if somebody wants to get in touch with you, they can do it through your website. All right. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Welcome.
All right.
Happy trails.
Thanks.